John Malfocober 11 and I am the Stunt Collector, and I buy bad movies. But we're not reviewing this one. I mean, the success of the first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, back in the 80s, well, that was good. But later on, the modern versions came out back in 1984. Romancing the Stone with Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner and Danny DeVito. It was that successful, later on, next year, they made a sequel. Back in 1985, Jewel of the Nile. And it wasn't too bad with the plane jet fighter scene and the twist of the jewel, but it wasn't that well known for critics to sort of criticise it. But next year, 1986, was Firewalker. But we're not doing that. We're doing Jake Speed. Back in 1986, a more popular movie that nobody doesn't know about, but I saw it as a child. So now we're going to get on with it and play the trailer so you got more of a clue what this movie's about. So, yeah.
When no one can stop the terror. When everyone looks the other way. You need someone you can count on. You need a hero. You need Jake Speed.
Your sister's kidnapped by an international gang of white slavers.
A paperback hero.
Characters in books like that, they're not real.
A living legend.
Sounds nice, huh?
He took a woman from L.A.
You handle an adventure. I've never had one before.
to an Africa on the verge of revolution.
You think I'm gonna come into that room, Mr. Speed? You've got another thing coming. This will be fun.
In a lawless land, he's taking on a lawless man.
We know who he is.
I lie. We go way back. I killed back then.
William too. What do you say? 25 grand?
He's part cat.
Now when you think
I think we're in big trouble.
Part myth.
It's such a big deal. Why haven't they ever made a movie?
A hero. Beats the hell out of 10 to this horse. And a gentleman to the end.
Are you sure you're trying your best?
Jake Speed. Always played by the book.
Sometimes you do things the hard way.
Why?
But it's better.
Is he real?
Take me back, Brad.
I'm the last original nice guys. Or is he fiction? Jake Speed is both.
You're a Boy Scout. Refreshing, isn't it?
Jake Speed. Don't be sore loser for anyone who's ever wanted a hero to believe in.
What information can you give us on this movie?
It was distributed by New World Pictures.
Who directed this movie?
It was directed by Andrew Lane.
Who is the actor what plays the hero Jake Speed?
The actor Wayne Crawford plays the hero Jake Speed.
Which famous actor played Jake Speed's sidekick?
Dennis Christopher plays the sidekick.
Who's the actress what's Jake Speed's love interest?
Karen Coffins, our main heroine, damsel in distress.
Everyone knows who the villain is.
So, here on my DVD cover, you can tell that it's got that famous actor John Hurt. If you're not too sure who he is, well, he's a little bit of a rundown. He's got that specifically famous voice that everyone knows, mostly in kid movies like Lord of the Rings, the 1978 one, to Water Ship Down, where he played his voice was a rabbit called Hazel, and Black Cauldron and stuff. But he's in most popular films you might know, like Rob Roy, The Field, sensible films like The Elephant Man back in 1980, but made him very popular as a British Academy Award winner, but he did do a few flops in his time as well. And maybe he might not.
Yeah, some of it I can't even remember doing.
So in 1940, he was born in Shirebrook, Chesterfield. So when he was 5, he moved to Woodleyfield, Swanleycourt. And when he was 12, he moved to Grimsby, or Cleethorpes as most people think, because it's in between. Then later on in his life he went to St Martin's to do art school at the Capitol. Then he met a couple Australian Spanish dancing girls at a wimpy bar what must have pity on him and encouraged him to become an actor.
What was the most popular character he actually played?
Quentin Crisp, the naked civil servant he was in. He played Max in Midnight Express, Kane in the chest-bursting scene of Alien, and then he played it again in Spaceballs.
What was the most outrageous villain he ever played?
Yeah, John Hurt had that opportunity to maybe, like every actor wants to do, they always want to play an over-the-top 80s villain. And John, well, he got that opportunity in this movie. He plays the most slimiest, creepiest, most dastardly, horrible villain you can think of. But he actually takes over the movie. You can tell by the DVD cover. He does. His performance is so rememberable, and I can say a lot more. And if I carry on talking about John Hurt, I'll be growing a beard. So I might as well end it at that.
So, what happens in the movie now we've all seen the trailer?
So you've seen the trailer and you've got some rough idea how this movie starts? Well, it starts on a boat and you see a wooden container and flashes of lightning. Oh, it's a typical 80s style introduction of, it's jet speed. So the movie goes on and you might have good eyesight, you'll notice at Eiffel Tower. So we all know we're in Paris. What isn't really a safe place to go, especially later on in movies, you know, especially when you've got a daughter what comes up to you saying, Dad, can I go to Paris? And the first thing comes in your head is a certain movie. Yeah, this one. No. But yes, it's just introduced that we've got the credits, we've got the writers, and these guys are following these ladies. And these ladies walk past a group of people with boys and that, and these blokes still pursue these two women. They get into the apartment where one's talking to her dad, and the dad tells her to hide under a bed, and he says you're going to get taken, and he speaks to one of the blokes. He says, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you oh wait, I just realised, oh yeah, wrong movie, wrong, sorry, yeah, I've got sidetracked, wrong movie. Yeah, this is Jet Speed. No, 80s was completely different. The guys might notice, oh wait on, she's a blonde. Never mind the couple of ladies walking on the road. Let's follow the lady with a group of lads. And they don't mess about over there. They don't. These guys don't. They just come bursting in, kicking in the door, beating the lads up. The girls go running out in the street, screaming their heads off. No police or anything comes out to save these young ladies. Not at all. And they get easily kidnapped. But it gives a good introduction to seeing who else has done the film and their credits. And you might see the Eiffel Tower again. You know, if you're good at jump shots and seeing, yeah.
apologies to Liam Neeson for the mix-up of this movie with this one.
Yeah, I own all 3 movies. Yeah, I do. I forced my son to buy the 3rd one for me, for my birthday.
His son has not really recovered making that purchase.
No respect for Liam Neeson. My first experience of seeing him on the TV show Miami Vice trying to blow Concorde up with a Stinger missile. So we're moving on to Jake Speed at a family table. We find out that a young blonde girl is called Maureen and her older brother is a vicar and the father is literally blaming the eldest sister, what is actually there with a friend.
The State Department is doing dick.
So the movie goes a little bit long-winded with the father blaming the eldest daughter all the time, the State Department's there, and then all of a sudden this old gentleman bursts in and interrupts all the mood. It's Grandpa, and he actually explains that there is one person out there what can sort this mess out.
They defeat evil where it exists.
And they all think he's senile and a bit, yeah, because he just throws a load of books at the State Department and they're thinking, this is a fictional character. And then, yeah, the eldest daughter takes him away, good to get away from the abuse. At least Grandpa's diverted all the attention to him now, away from her. So, yeah. And then she has a lovely discussion with her grandpa.
Those weak, whining simps out there are letting the trail go cold as a witch's tit. They ought to nuke the bastards.
So Grandpa's a typical 80s grandpa. Let's nuke everybody. What this, you know. But he does actually cheer her up, saying these words.
Now this is nobody's fault.
Yeah, she feels better in herself. Yeah, nice Grandpa. So she goes out with her friend to a multi-storey car park, talking about, you know, Grandpa's, you know, good. He believes in heroes and stuff. And they hear this strange noise. Then the next shot, you see him in a lift with a kangaroo behind him. Oh, you realise in the 80s they had things called animal parties. Yeah. So who's this guy? Right. So her sister's been kidnapped and she's going out partying. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? But don't worry, no, she doesn't. She goes back to her apartment and starts listening to 80s style cassettes.
I don't think Mom and Dad would ever have let me go if you hadn't talked him into it.
Playing her sister, saying great things, and she's getting upset, our character here. We find out her name is Margaret, she's the elder sister. And we notice a little note goes underneath the door. And then later on her friend comes walking in, steps on it, they read a note that if you want to find your sister, meet me at the Miguel bar. So her friend goes and gets that guy what was dressed up as Roadrunner or something, you know, I'm not too sure. Anyhow, he's not wearing the stupid beak or the stupid thing, but he still goes out in his weird latex. It was the 80s, so it didn't matter, it was in fashion. So they go to the bar, and then we're introduced to another character. Literally, it says his name.
I'm Desmond Floyd.
So what?
Jake Speed's associate.
Who?
Jake Speed.
So it's Desmond. He gets insulted by Margaret's friend. What? Oh, it's paperback. Oh, yeah, whinging. Yeah. Lucky enough, they get interrupted by, I think it's that guy from Terminator Judgment Day. Better not do any jokes, because there's a joke from Terminator in this movie. Yeah. Yeah, 1986. Yeah, Terminator, the first one, 1984. Yeah, they do that reference in that movie. In this one, they do. So, yeah.
I'll be back. That's pretty good.
So the conversation is a bit strange. Jake Speed, as we've noticed the character, and he explains that what's happened to her sister. And then her friend insults him again by... Anybody can read that from a newspaper. Yeah.
Would you get suspicious hearing these guys whispering?
Hey, take it easy, Jake. She's harmless. Can mean anything.
Even weirdos can read.
What is this shit? Easy, Jake, easy. Stay with it. This is important. For us.
There is something not right about their behavior.
Just look at her. She's perfect. This really feels right. Now come on. All right.
Yes, the conversation gets weirder. I mean, later on Jake asks Margaret to stand up. And then he explains that she has to go to Africa in a couple of days before they go. Well, they're going to go there, and she goes a couple of days after. Yeah, sorry, it doesn't make sense, but lucky enough, her friend drags her to the toilet and explains it very simple that this bloke can't find.
He probably knows where Santa Claus lives.
Yeah.
Margaret, don't you understand? They are not who they say they are. Characters in books like that, they're not real.
So a friend takes her to one of them open street bookstores. Margaret explains to the bookkeeper, you know, is this guy real? He explains
Sure he's real.
this.
Everybody knows that.
And then, yeah, strange things. She starts looking at signs with the word speed in it. And then you get like some Raiders of the Lost Ark. Well, the little red line going through the map. She's reading about Jake Speed.
Jake's got this barber, Mario. Not some hairstylist.
Yeah, the barber. Yeah, weird. And then she catches another plane. She's reading about Harv, a bulletproof James Bond type vehicle. And then, yeah, you can tell she's really going low. Well, not 5-star or anything. Yeah. She's reading about Jake Speed's kid. No, not his child. A self-loading shotgun. Yeah, bizarre. Anyhow, she finally gets to her destination, Africa, and it's a typical stereotype that people want to sell her food. And Desmond's there, just staring at her.
This poor woman, Margaret, has come a long way to a foreign land. What a welcome does she get?
So Margaret hasn't flown there in first class. She's in an alienating, weird world where, you know, people are just staring at her and stuff. A decent conversation she has with Desmond, and he explains what the hell's going on with the country. And then she finally meets Jake, and Jake's playing cards, and he's been, well...
Apologies to Margaret, but this guy's been a...
So obviously this woman has travelled a long way just to find out about her sister and what progress Jake's done, and he's just, well, gather he's playing with the locals there with cards, and he's just more interested in the card game. And this card game goes on for a little while, and then she finally asks, you know, what progress has he done? And he's not really giving her a direct answer. And then they finally go around this corner and they see Jake Speed's wonder car, but it isn't. It's just a tatty little convertible Land Rover.
The main question of the plot of this movie doesn't get answered.
Have you found my sister?
The female role has concerned questions to the hero of this movie.
A revolution?
Where are the drinks?
Now?
So Desmond establishes that Margaret's been reading up about him, about the car. Jake's been casually stared. Oh, he's made a mess up, you know, he hadn't booked it and stuff, and then they have a long drive. Yeah, this is how long it takes. Yeah, they go to the hotel, and then this suspicious speech comes out of Desmond's mouth.
Look, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but we really need this one.
Yeah, so Jake Speed was quite eager to go up to the hotel room, even though they hadn't booked it, and next thing, it sounds like he's tormenting this lady. She's come all this way and he's tormenting her. Yeah, they're in the room, and first thing what comes out of his mouth is that.
Look, you don't want to go through with getting your sister back? Just pipe up.
So it's a typical 80s movie. She explains where he's going to sleep and where she's going to sleep. But,
Don't even think about it.
yeah, and then she starts asking questions where he met Desmond when he's reading his own book. The conversation in this movie, it's just bizarre, or is there something not right about this character? It's a new thing, it's not like Frozen or anything, but yeah, we're getting more suspicious about Jake. Yeah. Is he doing it on purpose, or is he somewhat more, what was it, creep? I don't know that, that's what it seems it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Smith, I have two very eligible bachelors here in need of a date. That's great.
Yeah, now he's been watching her brush her teeth, and Desmond rings him up from a bar, and there's a couple of blokes there.
Why don't we take a shower together?
Yeah, you got that line, yeah, let's have a shower together. This guy is well putting this lass off, and then they go to the vehicle. She does go out to this bar when they finally tells her to get changed into a white dress, and she explains this.
Nice dress.
But she still goes out and explains, you know, how much you're going to charge me. And he says this.
No charge.
Yeah, the film's sort of throwing me off a bit. Yeah, you will get a bit baffled. So Jake mentions that they're running out of time, but now a bit of action happens. We get interrupted by a couple of black helicopters shooting at Jake's Land Rover. He crashes and veers into a barber shop. Our first stunt in the movie. Yeah, and that's it. He drives back out and they go to the bar. And the bar's intro is quite... Yeah, this happened. Yeah. Do I have to say any more? Yeah.
Yes, back then, you will think the 80s were strange.
So yeah, there's weird, strange things happening in this bar with, you know, with these weird dancing and stuff. But yeah, our character Margaret's in this strange bar. Not like the Miguel one back in her country. I thought that was strange. This is even bizarre. Anyhow, this bloke propositions double the money what Jake might be, you know. But yeah, Jake comes up and threatens the guy and says all this to him.
Tear your head off and shit in the hole.
Yeah. there's something not right what's going on. I feel like this, you know, at the part of this movie, it's building up to something very suspicious about our main character, Jake Speed. You know, your granddad might be happy reading these novels, but this guy is not truly legit. There's something not right about this guy.
Well, on this scene, it looks very suspicious.
Yeah, no word of warning. There's suspicious behaviour from Desmond and Jake and the two blokes. Yeah, Jake's selling her.
How much? 50. Selling a Buick.
Right. So yeah, he's telling her to stand up, and she does, and the only way she can try is making out she's got some weird form of sexual diseases. What seems to turn this bloke on even more. Yeah.
I have a venereal disease.
Mobile dandruff? Crotch crickets?
All of it.
Goody, goody, we got a lot in common, baby.
Yeah, quite strange what you hear then. And then Jake boosts the price up even more on her. Everything goes dark. The next thing, you're practically seeing them jumping out of a one-story, well, flight, him and her. What happened to Desmond? He's just left him behind.
That is too disgusting to read.
You think Kate Capshaw was annoying at playing Willie in Temple of Doom, Sharon Stone in King Solomon Mines is annoying. Well, she's starting to get a bit aggravating, especially when there's a great big massive war zone happening.
You would sound more annoying if a random war broke out.
So yeah, a war has broken out. The guy what's into sexual diseases has a couple of mates and they're hunting down Jake Speed and Margaret, and Jake Speed has to go at Margaret saying, "You've ruined a good plan, we were going to sell you," and then follow the guys and then find your sister. Yeah.
For me, you pissed everybody off and ruined a perfectly good plan.
What are you talking about?
Simple. We were gonna sell you to the guys who have your sister.
But what if you sold me to the wrong guys?
That is true, Margaret. That is definitely true. Anyhow, well, yeah, Jake Speed frightens the other guys with the kid, the gun, and then they got a wall in the way, and Jake Speed does this. That is so convenient, he will park behind there.
If you've seen the movie, you'll know what we're on about.
So they finally go out to the hotel. It's comical maybe that there's a great big hole in the wall, and yeah, she mentions Ringo Mellon, and there's just strange conversations, a lot of the B word mentioned in it.
I want to go home.
No, you don't.
So we get reminded in this movie that Margaret keeps mentioning it. You're here to find me a little sister.
Get me out of
And
here
she's
before my
constantly
sister now.
saying it to Jake Speed. That bad that she starts to insult him to just get reaction out of him. And then the focus that there's somebody hiding behind the bar. And then this happens. Yeah, Jake Speed shoots the hell out of it, and we find out the sequel massive firepower that shotgun does, that it disintegrates people, set their shoes.
You fruitcake! You're very... I bet Thanks, you're both queer for each other.
You're starting to piss me off.
So the next scene, they drive to a barn, it's pouring with rain. They mention to Margaret that they're going to have their wonder car delivered there. And next thing, Jake gets more creepy and wants Margaret to pose for pictures for the book cover. And this actually scene goes for a while, a bit of time, until she actually just freaks out and reminds us all again.
Value.
I want my sister! I want my sister!
Yeah, Jake Speed's response is getting more creepier. If you want something and you want it so bad, you'll get it. And we don't know what's going through this guy's mind right now.
Because I want it. And if you want something bad enough, you get it.
We cut down the conversation just to explain he's obsessed with the car. He mentions poison snakes, and obviously she's screaming out that his main mission is to find her sister. Just odd how this conversation is just going. It drags on a little bit.
We were gonna fight our way through 2,000 extremely poisonous snakes.
There are thousands of snakes around here.
There's gotta be if you look hard enough.
So yeah, there's more weird speeches and stuff, and you're getting the impression that Jake thinking, yeah, he's going to get well in here. Typical 80s movie, they're going to sleep together. But you get the impression that she's been awake all through the night. Jake and Desmond are asleep, and she goes snooping through his wallet and notice all these different fake IDs maybe, and common sense comes in. She finally bleeding leaves him and leave him, because this movie is like, oh yeah, I like the trailer, it's all hero stuff, but no, these guys are very suspicious. And then he starts whinging and moaning when he wakes up that she's gone.
I'm never gonna find my sister.
When you're right, nothing can happen to you.
So you get some lovely shots of Africa as she wanders through the wilderness, and this strange military presence of a armoured convoy go past her, and then all of a sudden they explode without no reason or no explanation. But yeah, and then we get shots of Jake Speed just, just hanging around. Lovely camera shots. Then a Land Rover turns up with a couple of guys.
I'm lost out here.
She
I was
speaks
trying to
to
get to the
him.
next town, but I don't know where it is. And I met these guys, but I'm not sure who they think they are.
Yeah, from the British consulate, yeah.
All the Europeans and Americans are being evacuated by the British consulate.
And they're nice enough to give us some clothes.
I don't know how to thank you both. You probably saved my life.
Oh, forget it. Hope you find your sister.
So the movie starts to drag a little bit. Seeing Jake moping, he gets a clue. Seeing the dress with that blown up convoy. But then, when she gets some information, some vital information, Jake Speed and Des are not who they're supposed to meant to be. So what a twist!
Are these men Jake and Dez? Robert Ronson and James Packford. I have to admit they are con men with a lot of imagination.
What? Our heroes are actually con men? What a twist! I didn't see that coming. Wow, spoken by a British actor, what's not John Hurt, and that reminds me that we're gonna split this in two. because when John Hurt comes into this movie, it is completely different, and it's worth watching, and it's enjoyable, and the performance is not forgettable. So on that, I'm going to leave you and hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for watching.
I'm Melissa.